Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Faizi bin Muhammad Rosli. My metric number is 2019283652. I'm from CS 143, Diploma in Mathematical Science, and my group is F4 CS 143 2D.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Azri bin Azman Shah. My metric number is 2019227664. I'm from CS 143, Diploma in Mathematical Science. My group is A4 CS 143 2D.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ruwaida binti Karudin. My student number is 2019219806. I'm diploma in mathematical science. My class is F4CS143 2D.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Soleha binti Abdul Aziz. My metric ID is 2019401738. I'm studying diploma in mathematical science at UiTM Tapa. My group name is A4CS143 2D.
Hey, this is Firas, and our group is basically going to talk about Chapter 1, Introduction to Economics. And for my part, I'm going to talk about definition of economics. So before we get to the definition, let me tell you a little bit about economics. Economics is the oldest disciplines among the humanity and is categorized as a social science. So economics is basically about making choices. We as a human being make all kinds of choices every single day, like where is the best route to go somewhere, where should we go for lunch or dinner, which job or career should we go for, and any question that goes along that. So many people assume that economics is money, but it's all wrong, because economics is not just about money. It is about considering different choices or alternatives. Some of those important choices involve money, but most do not. Most life choices have nothing to do with money, yet they are still subject of economics. For example, your decision about whether you should take a job so you can save money for your future are all economics decisions. In many cases, money is just a helpful tool to help you making your choices. Now we're done talking about economics. Now let's go to the definition. Definition of economics is a study of how society make use of scarce resources to fulfill their unlimited wants. According to L. Robbins, K.E. Case, and R.C. Fair, economics is a study of how people use their limited resources to try to fulfill unlimited wants and involve alternative or choices. While for David and Hyman say that economics is a study of how scarce resources are allocated among alternative users. But even though these two have different definition of economics, it brings the same meaning, which is how we are going to use our unlimited resources to fulfill our unlimited wants. So we're done with that, and now let's go to the disciplines of economics theory, which is microeconomics and macroeconomics. Both micro and macro is from Greek words, which mean small and large. Micro is small, macro is large. So we start off with microeconomics. Microeconomics is a study of economics behavior of individual making units. For example, of the individual is producer, consumer, household, and firm. Microeconomics can be applied to our daily life. Now we're done with that, we go to the macroeconomics. Study of economic system as a whole or on the basic aggregate. For example, consumer price index, inflation rate, national income, and unemployment level. So we're done with the definition of economics. Now we move on with Azri. Thank you.
Now I will explain to you guys about the economic concepts. First, we have scarcity. Second, we have choice. And the last, we have opportunity cost. Now we go to the scarcity. Scarcity is the excess of human wants over what can actually be produced from the limited resources. Scarce resources refer to the limited factors of production, which are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Land is defined as inputs into production that are provided by nature, such as raw materials from the surface of earth, mineral and oil deposits. The reward of the land is rent. Next, we go to the labor. Labor is forms of human input, both physical and mental, into current production. The reward of the labor is wage. Next, we go to the capital. Capital is defined as inputs into production that have themselves been produced, such as factories, machineries, equipments, and tools. The reward of the capital is interest. And lastly, we go to the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is defined as the person who has the capability to combine all resources into the production of goods and services. The reward of the entrepreneur is profit. So, since resources are limited, choice must be made. Therefore, consumers must choose the best alternative with the most benefit. When one chooses the best alternative, the second best alternative must be foregone. Therefore, opportunity cost is measured in terms of the second best alternative foregone. To understand more about economic concepts, you can refer to the production possibility curve. Now, I will explain to you guys about the production possibility curve, also known as a PPC. The definition of PPC is a graph that shows various combinations of goods and services that can be produced using all the resources available. For the assumptions of the PPC, first, the economy is producing two goods only. Next, the resources are fixed. Next, the state of technology is constant. And the last, the economy is operating at full employment. The explanation for this figure is points A to F are the best possible combinations of resources to enable full utilization and ensure that the country is at full employment. If all the factors of production are used only in the production of butter, the firms can produce 5,000 kg of butter. In contrast, if the resources are used only in the production of sewing machines, then 15,000 units can be produced. For any point inside the PPC, such as point Y, these combinations of production are attainable. It is possible to produce butter and sewing machines of this quantity, but it shows waste of resources and inefficiency since the production has not reached its maximum level. For any point outside the PPC, such as the point Z, this demonstrates the main basic economic concepts, which is scarcity. At this point, due to limited resources and technology, firm is unable to meet production. Points outside the PPC are unattainable. For example, at point Z, firm wants to produce 16,000 units of sewing machines and 5,000 kilograms of butter. However, due to limited resources and lack of technology, this cannot be achieved. When firms' wants exceed output, there is scarcity. For any point along the PPC, such as points A, B, C, D, E and F, it shows the second basic economic concept, which is choices. Firm will have to make its choices from various possible combinations of sewing machines and butter, which will maximize its satisfaction. Since firm cannot produce at point Z, it will choose any point along the PPC which is both attainable and efficient. For movement from one point to another, such as point C to D, it shows the third basic economic concept, which is opportunity cost. Firm must forego sewing machines if it wants an additional 1,000 kg of butter. Let us say firm needs more butter, so the production will move from point C to D. In order to obtain an additional 1,000 kg of butter, firm has to forego 3,000 units of sewing machines. The opportunity cost of producing an additional 1,000 kg of butter is 3,000 units of sewing machines. Now, we go to the shape of PPC. The PPC also can be convex due to decreasing opportunity cost. For example, if in producing additional butter, fewer sewing machines are foregone. This is illustrated in diagram 1. For the diagram 2, the PPC for an increasing opportunity cost slopes from left to right and is concave from the origin. This is the law of increasing opportunity cost. And the last is, when the opportunity cost is constant, the PPC tends to be linear. When there is additional production of butter, an equal number of sewing machines need to be sacrificed. This is seen in diagram 3. The factors that influence the shift of PPC are the economic growth, technological advance, and the population. Now we go to the economic growth. When the country enjoys economic growth, the PPC bounces outwards. With economic growth, the production capability of a country increases as there is an expansion of resources such as land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. This will shift the PPC to the right. When a country is struck by a natural disaster such as a tsunami or an earthquake, natural resources are either exhausted or reduced. Thus, economic growth will decline and there will be a decrease in outputs. This will shift the PPC to the left. Next, we go to the technological advance. Advance in technology will also increase the production capability of a country. Possible reasons for an increase in output are new innovations, application of new and efficient techniques of production, or the development of a better way of producing goods and services. Last but not least, we go to the population. A population increase can also lead to the PPC shifting outwards. A larger population will result in an increase in production. On the other hand, if workers migrate to other countries, there will be a reduction in population. For example, Malaysians migrating to Singapore to work due to more attractive salaries or incentives will result in the PPC shifting inwards.
Okay, now I and Uma will explain about basic economic problems. Basically, there are 4 economic problems, which is what to produce, how much to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Basic economic problem is usually faced by every country without any exception. The economic problem exists because although the needs and wants of people are endless, the resources available to satisfy needs and wants are limited too. This is what we call as scarcity. Scarcity refers to resources being finite and limited, so that we have to decide how and what to produce from these limited resources. It means there is a constant opportunity cost involved in making economic decisions. As for example, healthcare shortage. In any healthcare system, there are limits on the available supply of doctor and hospital beds. This causes waiting lists for routine operation. Even for free natural resources like land also can become scarce if costs arise in obtaining or consuming them, or if consumer demand for previously unwanted resources increase due to changing preference or newly discovered uses. This situation requires people to make the decision about how to allocate resources efficiently in order to satisfy basic needs and as many additional ones as possible. This scarcity issue gives rise to our 4 basic problems of an economy. We will proceed to our first economic problem. Our first problem is what to produce. The reason what to produce become one of the problem because of limited resources. What does a society do when the resources are limited? Society need to decide which goods or service it want to produce. Further, it also determine the quantity required. For example, should we produce more cheese or more butter? Do we optional for capital goods like machine or consumer goods like cell phone? While it sounds elementary, society must decide the type and quantity of every single good or service to be produced. Another basic economic problem is how much to produce. How much to produce is referred to the quantity to be produced, and this also depends on society demands on the good or service, as it is related to the wise and efficient usage of scarce resources without any wastage. Thus, the quantity of good or service are controlled by the government. A country that has a common economy focuses on macroeconomic objective and political consideration to determine what goods and service the country produce and how much it will produce. It generally has macroeconomic goals that the government wants to meet, and it will produce goods and service to do so. The government allocates its resources based on this objective and consideration.
How to produce. How to produce. This problem refers to the method or technique of production. This is who will be producing the good and service, using what resources, and combining the resources in what way using appropriate technology. The producer may use either a labor-intensive or capital-intensive method depending which one is less costly. In labor-intensive technique, more labor and less capital is used. In capital-intensive technique, there is more capital and less labor utilization. For example, textiles can be produced either with a lot of labor or a little capital, or with less labor and more capital. Availability of factors and their relative price help in determining the technique to be used. The selection of technique is made with a view to achieve the objective of raising the standard of living people and to provide employment to everyone. Guiding principle of how to produce. Combine factors of production in such a manner so that maximum output is produced at minimum cost, using least possible scarce resources. And lastly, for whom to produce. This problem refers to the production of goods and service depend on distribution of society income. Since Resources are scarce in every economy. No society can satisfy all the wants of its people. Thus, a problem of choice arises. People with higher income are able to purchase more goods than the lower income group, as the former have higher demand and purchasing power. Necessity goods are produced for everyone, and luxury goods are produced for those who have higher income and purchasing power. For example, people with higher income will demand expensive or luxury furniture, whereas people with lower income will demand furniture which is incidentally is of lower quantity. Conclusion: the economy problem is a permanent problem for human societies. In the immediate future, there is either a limitation of needs nor a substantial increase in the resources to satisfy needs. On the contrary, indeed, as the pessimistic scholars support, the economic problem will be more intense. This forecast is based on three elements. First, the continuous increase in world population. Second, the depletion of energy sources. Third, the negative effect of the production of many in the nature. But along with such bleak prospects, there is the evolution of technology and the possibility to find new energy sources that tend to deepen the intensity of the economic problem. However, to the degree that development can be predicted, the basic economic problem seems to be permanent. Okay, that's all for us. Thank you.